You click this video because you're trying to make money in AI, but the problem is you aren't making money in AI right now. So I'm going to show you today one of the easiest options for building voice AI that can get you started selling AI solutions in this space. So today we're going to be building a speed to lead outbound voice caller using Retell AI and N8N. So let's jump in. Here's what we're going to be building today. So I'm going to trigger the outbound call, and the call is going to come in just like this.
This is AAA Realty calling. Am I speaking with Zachary?
Yes.
Great, thanks, Zachary. We noticed you were looking for property in the San Francisco area. Do you have a timeline on making a move?
Yeah, I'd like to start looking at properties this week.
Perfect. Let's set you up with a free consultation to get started. I'll check our nearest available appointment slots for you now. We have openings this week on Wednesday at 10 a.m., Thursday at 11 a.m., or Friday at 11 a.m. Which of these works best for you?
Yeah, let's do Wednesday at 10 a.m.
You're all set for Wednesday at 10 a.m. for your property search consultation. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Nope, that's good. And there's the confirmation text that just came in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end that call. And then also let's check the calendar just to make sure that that booked in. So yeah, let's go ahead Wednesday at 10 a.m. And exactly, there it is. Before we jump into the solution, I want to take a second and introduce myself for those who are new to the channel. I am Zachary Phillips, the founder of Onyx AI. We build voice agents for businesses like the voice agents that you see on this channel. But I also would love to announce that I have just joined Liam Otley's AAA Accelerator team as a voice AI development coach. So now not only am I going to be helping people through this channel to perfect their voice AI agents, expose them to new tech and how to build and sell these solutions, these production grade solutions to businesses at scale, but I'll be over there seeing thousands of builds as a development coach, helping in this voice AI and AI automation space for the foreseeable future. I'm really excited to announce this, but yeah, anyway, let's jump right into the solution. So we're over here on my Retell account. Make sure you already have a Retell AI account, and then go ahead and grab the resources from the resource center provided in the description, and go ahead and download the lead caller JSON. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring that in. It's the actually it's the lead qualifier JSON. So I'm gonna go ahead and import that here. So first you hit the import button, choose it, then go ahead and find that on your machine. It's the AAA Realty lead qualifier. I'm gonna open that up here, save. Okay, all right, there that is, great. All right, so that's looking good there. So yeah, I have this prompt here. I'm gonna move this over to the other side of the screen so you can see that a little better. Actually, no, we'll just keep it there, scroll up. Yeah, so we have this prompt here, and there's some things I want you to note before we move on here. So there are two main functions that we're going to use as a part of this speed to lead caller, and this is the best method that I've found works effectively for booking appointments into a single calendar. We first have the check availability tool, and you can see that referenced several times throughout this prompt here. For instance, right here in the call flow steps, and then again down in the example conversation, You can find that there. And what that does is it goes on your calendar for using cal.com API, then returns several open slots to the agent as they are written on the calendar in plain English. So it's Monday at 9 a.m. to Monday at 4 p.m. is open. So it's going to feed those deterministic slots of availability to the agent so that it can just read them out. And I've found that this is the best method because then you don't leave any generation up to the AI other than reading those slots out, which we've found in our testing to be a very reliable way of building these AI voice agents. And then the second tool here is the booking tool, which we're going to get to a bit later, but it essentially takes that time that the user selects and then goes ahead and books that time slot into the calendar. But yeah, so now we're going to jump into setting these tools up. Oh, one more thing before we do. So this is your first line down here, and you can see that there. So hi, this is AAA Realty calling. Am I speaking with lead first name? So that's a variable that we bring in there that comes in from the booking form. And let's say you're running ads, you'd feed this form in, or you'd feed these form answers in from the ad platform. For today's purposes, we're going to feed them in from an N8N form, which you can embed that into your ad wherever you're running ads, so that the answers from this form can come right into this system and you can recreate this system here. But yeah, so let's continue here. And first thing we're going to set up is the check availability with cal.com. So to set this up, we have to go here to check availability, cal, open that up, and this top part is already set up here. We don't need to touch anything there, but we do need to set up a new event type ID and a new API key. So we're going to pop over to cal.com and set up both of those. So I'm already logged into cal.com here, but you're going to want to log in, create an account if you have to. And then what we're going to do once you get to the event type screen, after you've created your account, you're going to need to create a new event type. And we're going to create a new event type here for open house leads. So yeah, I'm going to make this a 45-minute event. Continue. And then that's good. So what I need to do here now, though, is after this is created, I need to go up here and grab this from the URL. See this number up here? 317-1539. We're going to go ahead and take that, copy that in, and go back to Retell with that. Paste that in here with instead of the event type ID for there. So then next thing we need to do is we need to go back to cal.com and set up an API key. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to go to API keys on the left here. Then we're going to create a new API key. Name it YouTube speed to lead. You can name it whatever you want, doesn't matter. I'm going to set a expiration date here. If I were you, I might hit never expires, because you don't want this really expiring, and you're going to keep this API key to yourself, not show it to all your YouTube people like I am. But yeah, then we're going to take this API key and drop it right in there. Okay, that's done. The check availability tool is set up now. Next, we are going to set up the booking tool. So the booking tool is largely set up already as well from the JSON and from setting up the JSON and the resources. The parameters are already set down here for the two things that you need, which are one, the appointment available time slot right here in ISO format. So these are the parameters that we're sending to N8N, And essentially, it takes that time slot we get for the check cal availability, sends it to this booking tool in that ISO format, and that is what is used by the cal.com API to book that time slot in there. So we're going to save this here, but not just yet. We need to replace this API endpoint. And how we're going to do that, we need to go create an API endpoint over in N8N. So let's go ahead and go over and do that. Over here on N8N, we need to create a new workflow. And you're going to import the JSON from the resources that were provided in this course. This is the other JSON that was provided, the lead caller form. And I'm going to open that up there. All right. Now that that's in here, the main thing we need to do is go ahead and grab this production URL right here. So we're going to grab this production URL, copy that there, go back to Retell and paste that in here. So we've essentially created an endpoint now to send those booking requests. So that's going to be processed through N8N. We're going to save that here just so that that's all good. Then there's a few more things we need to do here before we're ready to go. And we're going to go ahead and do those now. All right, we've essentially got to make all of this red go away here. And how we do that is by adding in our API keys here. And then we'll be good to go. So the first one we're going to tackle is the API key here for cal.com. So it's the same API key that we used to set up the other tool. And we've just got to create a new credential here for cal.com. I'm going to name it cal.com header auth. Okay, and essentially what we need to do is type in authorization, then switch this to expressions so you can see what's in there. And we're going to type in bearer and space and leave that as is. Then we're going to go back to Retell, go into the check availability tool, take that API key that we put in our check availability tool and paste it right after bearer. Okay, now that that's there, that's it for that API tool. We are set up to make bookings. Now I'm going to pop a save there real quick. Next thing I'm going to do, we need to add our Retell API into this as well. And then what we're going to do there, so how we're going to do that is we need to add a new header authorization here. So actually I'm going to create a new credential there, not the one we just created. This is for Retell API, header auth account. Same deal though, authorization. You'll find this is a very common pattern that you use for header auth. So best to remember it, just authorization and then bearer in the value key here. And then let's pop back over to Retell. So we want to grab that API key from Retell. And we got to, so to do that, we need to go out to API keys. Then we want to add a key and add an API key. I'm going to name this YouTube Speed API key. That's fine. Okay, YouTube Speed API key. I'm going to copy that one and then pop back over to N8N, paste it in here, then save that. Okay, that one is good to go. The last one we need to do, and you don't need to do this one, but I like to because this is for the text confirmations. It is a really nice thing, and people kind of expect it these days that when they book an appointment, they get a text confirmation. So we're going to have that in this N8N workflow just because it is a very nice thing to do. So I've already integrated my Twilio account into here. It's pretty straightforward to do so. And I'm going to link a YouTube short that I've done in the past showing you how to do this. right now. Okay, but that's already in there. So I'm good to go. Last thing I need to do is flick this to active. Okay, workflow is activated. Now that that workflow is activated, I can just go ahead and execute this workflow. And then this is the appointment that, this is the appointment. Oh, one more thing that I didn't mention here. So we're actually going to stop that for a second. So in this retail call here, we actually need to change a few things. So one thing we need to change here uh, is the override agent ID. I need to go back to retail, go back to the agent that I created here, and go ahead and copy the agent ID from there, that top left corner there. Put that in the override agent ID field here. Then I also need to take change the from number here to my retail numbers that I've attached here. So I need to add my number in there. I've already done this, so that is my number already in there, all set to go, but you will need to change that to your number so that it can actually make this call. Once you do that there, then you're ready to go, and then we can go ahead and test it out. So here we go. Let's test it out. And I want you to keep in mind while we're testing this out. So I built this so that it connects to a N8N form node. So it works on form submission, but you don't have to keep this form in N8N. We can put this form anywhere. It can be at the end of an advertisement. It can be on a website. Yeah, it can be any place that you need it. We're just testing it here to keep this demo simple and easy to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. Let's get that call in there. Ah, okay.
Hi, this is AAA Realty. Am I speaking with Zachary?
Yes.
Great, thanks, Zachary. We noticed you were looking for property in the San Francisco area. Do you have a timeline on making a move?
Yeah, I'd like to make a move this week.
Perfect, we can help with that. Let's get you set up for a free consultation. I'll check our nearest available appointment slots for you. We have openings this Friday between 8:30 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. or 11:30 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. Is there a time on Friday that works best for you?
Yeah, could I go 12 noon? That would be great.
You're all set for a consultation this Friday at 12 noon. We'll discuss your move and property options in San Francisco. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
So there is the open house invite right there on 12 noon. And I just got the notification text as you saw there. So that's the full demo. As I said, the resources are in the description, and you can customize this and modify it towards any industry, change up the script how you please. But yeah, you have a lot of these resources straight out of the box by completing this tutorial. If you've made it to this point, congratulations. If you want to see a different variation of this, go ahead and tell me what service industry you want to see this demo reworked for in the description. Thanks, y'all.